Hello and welcome to this new tutorial where we will use the OLED with the ESP32. So let's start with the OLED. Our OLED display is 13 by 130 by 60. We can drag it and have it here. And now let's start by connecting the OLED. As you can see, this OLED is Adafruit from the Adafruit company, and what we need to do now is to know how to connect it. You can see that we have a lot of pins that does not exist here. So to check how to connect it, we basically go to the information here. If you don't have it, just click on the OLED and then you get the question mark, and then you can see that your data pin in the OLED is the SDA of the I2C protocol that we have. Okay, the clock is the CSL of the I2C. Okay, so we go back again here. We can check. If I press, you can see that the walkway already has highlighted the pin for me, so I can just connect it directly. I can click on the other one. There is no pins highlighted, so I'm picking the wrong one. This one. Okay, I have a pin here highlighted. Pin 22 and pin 21 are used for the I2C protocol in the LCD. Ground, the ground pin is highlighted for me. You can see it here. And then VN, or the 3 volt, is also highlighted for me to use. So in this example, we will use a library where we can draw circles and define it here to draw a simple emoji. So to do that, we will go to the ESP Blockly OLED display emoji. We go down now and read the explanation for the OLED. As you can see here, this is the normal OLED that we have in the market. It has 4 pins. 2 of them are used for the I2C interface. This is the way to connect it. Those are the libraries that we need to add. First, we need to add Adafruit 1306. To do that, we simply go to the library manager, add 1306, and we can see that this is the Adafruit that we need. Also, there is another library which is the Grafix, GFX. Okay, so it's Adafruit Graphics library. This library contains the vector graphics that we will use to draw some simple emojis here. We go back to the sketch. We go back to our tutorial. As you can see, it tells you to start with those 2 libraries. And then there's explanation of the setup of the OLED. And then this is the final code. We copy this final code. We select all and paste this code. Okay, now let's start simulation. When it simulates, it will print a happy face emoji for me. Now this is one way to do that. Basically what we used this library to draw a circle. Okay, and this circle has a height and width. Okay, of course we draw this circle in the center of the OLED, and in the center the vertical center, the height, and the width. So we started here in the middle. Okay. You can study it. Basically, we fill it with white, we fill it with black, based on the commands that we use. It's very simple. The location, the X and Y location of it, the radius of it, and how we will display it. To understand how each command works, you can simply comment each one and then check how everything, how the circle is being built and what each command does. Basically, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles to build this happy face emoji. So this is the eye, the right eye of the emoji, and so on, so forth. Now let's go to a more complicated example where we can display a pixel image. So I can draw an image here, whatever the image is. Let's see this example here. So we can draw a happy face. We can hand draw, a sad face, and I also can write my name on the LCD. Basically, to do that, we need to draw and convert each pixel of the OLED, and the drawing will be converted to a matrix, where the matrix and the bits, like this, all those bits, each bit represent a pixel in the LCD. So this is the sad emoji pixels of the OLED. As you can see, there is some zeros and there is some high definition of it. This is the name Ahmed, the last name. As you can see, there are zeros and there are some other data which represent, basically in accumulation, it represents the LCD itself. And then finally, I will use draw bitmap function to display my bitmap, the smile, the bitmap, the sad emoji, and the name. To do that, let's go to the tutorial. Okay, and download LCD Assistant. You can click here to go to the LCD Assistant and download it from here. When you're done, you can play the app, and now you're ready to do your designs. To do your designs, you just go to Paint, open Paint, and then just go to the corner left and decrease the screen here until you reach a size of the screen. As you can see, the size here, until you reach the screen size to 16. Start decreasing it until you reach 128 by 64. So 128 by 64. I can always increase the screen here if I want to, so I'll be able to see it. 128 by 60. Excellent. Now this is my screen, the OLED. Now I can draw whatever I want. Like, let's draw something like this. Okay, I can increase the size. Okay, something like this. Dot here, dot there, dot here, dot there. Any simple graphics to show that I've been able to convert this into the OLED pixels, bitmap pixels. Save as, okay, bitmap image. I'll save it on my downloads, save, and then I will use the LCD assistant, horizontal screen, horizontal, load image. The image is on my quick access, downloads, entitled. I open it. Okay, so this is my OLED screen. Okay, and then when I'm done, save output. Okay, I will save the output in, let's say, new, whatever. Okay, save. Now, the file that I have been saving to, I will see it in the new, right click, open with. I will use Notepad to open it. And now this is the graphics for my new characters or my new design. I will select starting from here to here, copy. And now I will go to my screen or my code. And I will replace Ahmed that I wrote with this pixels. Like this, paste. Now let me check my code and see what happened. Click on simulation. Now basically what's going to happen once it starts running, it will display the happy face. It's the first emoji based on this, sad emoji, and now my graphic that I designed. So basically we can have whatever emojis, whatever designs, and I hope that you guys can do 3 new designs here instead of the happy face, the sad face, and my name. So please do 3 designs and show me the result. Thank you very much. An alternative to the LCD assistant is dot2pic.com, which is an online data array converter from the bitmap. To start with, we need to choose the size, the columns, we need to choose the rows size, okay, and now we need to pick the monochrome 8 pixels per byte, it's horizontal, okay, and then we click create. Now we get this screen where we can create our own image that we need. For example, let me just draw an image here. Okay. Flower. Okay. And then we press convert to array. So this is our array that we will use. You can preview your image. Okay, and now just go ahead and select all the data that you have here. Okay, copy. We go to our example here. Okay, this is under the name of Ahmed or any other name. Just delete the data that you have, okay, and insert your new data. Just keep in mind that you need to add a semicolon before you paste the whole thing. So add a semicolon, then paste your data here. Now let's simulate our code and see how it's gonna run. I increased the amount here between flipping each image, so it's 1 second for all of them. As you can see, this is the image that I just, this one, the image I just added. Perfect.